Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books. Today's book is called Fear Thy Neighbour and it's by Fern Michaels. Yes, the woman who wrote the Christmas story that I did for my Vlogmas, my 7 books of Christmas. I actually reserved this on one of those videos. It's 368 pages in crime and thriller, target audience adult. Let's get in with the blurb, shall we? At 29, Alison Marshall is ready to find a place to call home. With no family and no ties, she's drifted from one small Florida town to another since high school, working odd jobs, saving hard and building a nest egg. Once she finds the right place to settle down, she'll know. And when she reaches beautiful Palmetto Island, she thinks she may have found it. The small close-knit island community seems to have everything Alison needs. On a hunch, she contacts the island's only realtor and learns that an old beach house is on the market. Miraculously, it's in her budget, and Alison takes it as another sign that she's in the right place. At first, home is everything she hoped it would be. But as the days turn into weeks, she uncovers a dark side to this supposedly peaceful haven. The locals have a secret, and once Alison discovers what it is, she faces a stark choice. She can stay and join them, or escape. But leaving brings its own risks, and Alison is starting to wonder if coming to Palmetto Island is the last mistake she'll ever make. So yeah, you start off by meeting Alison, and you get quite a lot of her backstory. She has gone from foster home to foster home as a child, and then there was one event in particular that made her run away from her foster family. And so at the beginning you do have a fairly detailed description of Alison being assaulted. She gets away before she's raped, but that was the last thing that kind of tipped everything over the edge after being abused quite a lot as a child. After that, you see her as a 29-year-old, you understand that she still looks over her shoulder, she's still scared of somebody following her from her childhood, like she feels like she can't escape what she went through, and she fears that getting close to people and people finding out about her childhood would push people away, which I find really sad, because when you read that part of the book where Alison is fearing opening up to people and she thinks that sharing what she's been through will actually push away any potential friendships, my heart broke for her. So I was just there thinking, if these people are true friends, they will love you and support you no matter what. And so my heart broke reading that somebody who has gone through something like that has a fear that what they've been through will affect their friendships. It's just sad. Yeah, so you see Alison looking over her shoulder, and then one day she turns up back in Florida, and she kind of just goes everywhere. She's never had like a full-on home, but she has been working and saving money, and she has a person that she does trust who has helped her put aside all this money. So when she turns up on this island and she finds out about this beach house, which is in a bit of disrepair really, but it's right on the beach, like it's almost private, and she makes friends with a mother and a daughter who live 1 or 2 houses down on the beach. And so when she finds this house on the beach, it's not as grand as the other beach houses, it's more like a little cottage, but when she finds it, and she's just like, everything in her instincts is telling her this is like the time to settle down, this is finally the time to actually use the money that you've saved over the years and make your own little nest egg. And so she looks around it, she basically says like, I'm going to have think about it, but by the end of the day she puts the offer in. But then she starts hearing rumours about what has happened in that house previously, the fact that a few years ago a child's remains were found there. Before she's officially signed the paperwork, she actually goes to the house. This is after she's already said, yeah, I'll take it. She just hasn't officially traded everything yet. She goes over and starts sorting out the driveway because it's just completely overrun with like weeds and greenery and stuff. So she's trying to sort it out so that there's actually like a driveway to park on. And it's when she is uncovering that driveway and she digs that she finds a bone. And she's just there going, that's a human bone. Like, I know enough to know that that's a human bone, but when the police turn up, they kind of go into whole thing of like, oh, it might be an animal, and pushing her off, and you realise that it seems that there's some quite inept people on that police force, including somebody who got the job because of nepotism, and so you realise that this police force is one that Alison can't completely trust. And then it just goes on from there, from like the local creepy guy who appears to be following her around, and then looking at the friendships she makes with the mother and daughter next door, and a woman from the beginning of the book that she runs to with a local shop. And yeah, so you see her finding these friendships, still scared to share her full story because she thinks it's going to push them away, while also uncovering this mystery regarding the house that she has now bought. And then a journalist pops up and says, I am doing research because I used to live here, and I've come back to investigate something that I've always wanted to get the answers to. And so it's just finding out like how all these different secrets and rumours and mysteries are connected. And yeah, with the whole Fear Thy Neighbour thing, it's just like, can she trust the new friends that she's made? But then again, she's always gone with her gut, and her gut tells her that these people are good, but then she also has a gut feeling about somebody else, which there's a bit of a twist there, and it's just like But yeah, seeing it through Alison's eyes, this whole story, she is such a sympathetic character because you get that backstory in regards to how she was treated by the foster system and her foster families. And you also get some sections around about halfway through, I think it's about halfway through to the end, that you start getting sections in italics regarding what happened to her after she ran away, and the fact that there was somebody who was following her, which is why she is still very much like trying to look over her shoulder, and why it has taken her this long to like settle down and actually find somewhere that she feels like she can be safe. It is a really, really powerful story in regards to looking at Alison's childhood. But then you've also got a little bit of cheese in there in regards to the friendships that she makes. Some of the dialogue felt quite cheesy, and I'm just thinking, is this just a bit remnant of some of her Christmas stories, and the fact that she just has an element of cheese to her writing, Fern Michaels, which in a Christmas story was absolutely fine. When you got a bit of a mystery happening, I'm just there going, is this cheese deliberate? Does that make sense? And it was only mainly cheesy in the sections where she's with the neighbour and her daughter. But yeah, I enjoyed the mystery. I kind of enjoyed the little bit of cheese in there as well. I feel like it helped to kind of balance out the really dark parts of the story in regards to the main character's foster history, because it does get really dark. And as I said at the beginning, you do find out about what happened to her that made her run away and the traumas that she's gone through. So when you start off with something that traumatic for that main character, seeing her evolvement across the story and how she is able to let people in a little bit, and seeing that wall coming down brick by brick throughout the whole book. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was definitely a page turner. As things came out, it's just like, oh, what does this mean? There was always something to kind of keep you on your toes, and so like if I came to the end of a chapter, I really wanted to carry on going, even if I had to stop, because I was just like, no, I need to do something else now. Anytime I had to put it down, I did not want to. So that tells you something, doesn't it? Fern Michaels, Fear Thy Neighbour, and the front cover is just a picture of a beach house with a coat on the beach. Yeah. I feel like that it's one of those titles where it can apply to a few things, because there's whole things with like, can she actually trust the neighbours that she's made friends with? There's a neighbour on the other side that she's been told is a bit creepy, and he's the one who kind of follows her around at the beginning of the story, and so you're trying to determine if you can trust him, if that's who she's supposed to be fearing. But then you've got this whole community that are keeping secrets and rumours rife within it because of the history of the town. It was just really good, and I'm looking forward to reading other Fern Michaels books. The way that she balances out the dark with the cheesy in a book like this, I quite like the idea of looking forward to reading other stuff by her and seeing how well she's able to balance that out in other books which aren't Christmas books, because it seems like there's a few Christmas books here. There's like Holly and Ivy, The Most Wonderful Time. Serendipity, that sounds cheesy. I'm just borrowing another one. Yeah, I've just gone and reserved another one by Fern Michaels, as you do. That is your front cover. As I said, the title is quite versatile, and that front cover, considering everything that happens at this beach house and on the beach. But yeah, so I've got a cup of tea up here which has been cooling down a little bit, and I've got some chocolate digestives, so I am very much looking forward to dipping those chocolate digestives in my cup of tea. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. I will see you next time with another video. Stay safe, everybody. Bye!